Get another video on approaching women during the day. Now if you have a pen and paper ready, that will be sweet, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through quite quickly, in fact, top tips when it comes to approaching women during the day. There are quite a few of them, so if you have a pen and paper ready, then feel free to write them down. Tip number one is being unique. If you approach women during the day, you become unique, because no other guy has the cojones to do this. I guarantee to you, you will stand out. Women wish they are approached more often by guys, right? And guys want to learn how to approach women during the day. So, what happens? No guy approaches, but you will, and you will stand out. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is focus on being confident and not bold. See, boldness, for example, is walking up and saying, "Hey baby, you want a piece of this?" Yeah, I'm sexy, right? Yeah? That's being bold. Being confident, a confident person wouldn't really feel the need to say those kind of comments because they've got their act together. Okay? Being confident is very different from being bold. Being bold is being a dick. It's being stupid. You're not going to get anywhere that way. I think the mentality or the psychology behind that is you kind of feel as though you are going to be rejected. So being bold, I think the rejection or the snub can be on your terms. I think that's what guys... So tip number three is women that look as though they're in a hurry, that are rushing somewhere, or that are walking quite fast, are still approachable. It just takes a little bit more practice. You've just got to be more firm when you stop them. You've got to turn them around. So if I'm walking past you or the girl, you're walking past me this way, I would stop you here. I would get you to face me. That way, you forget about the direction you're heading. You're kind of facing me now. So that's one way of stopping somebody. But being in a hurry is not an excuse not to approach that girl. Tip number four is you can literally pick up any woman no matter the environment. If she's working behind a counter in a cafe, if she's working she's a retail assistant in a retail store. If she's one of those, if she's like a promoter or promo girl standing away giving free vouchers, gift vouchers off, dressed in a chicken suit, they are still approachable and they can be picked up. It's all in your head. It's your mentality here saying, I can't do this. And the woman is not going to respond positively if I ask for a phone number and she's wearing a chicken suit. I've done it before. If I can do it, then so can you. Tip number five is when you stop her, try and get her to sit down. It establishes a lot more rapport. So if she's standing, say, do you want to grab a quick seat? I can't stay long, I've got to wait for a friend, or I'm doing shopping in a second, but I need to rest. Let's just sit down over here. And make sure there's a bench somewhere nearby where you approach. Tip number six is if she says, I have a boyfriend, or I don't usually give my numbers out to guys, that is usually a test. So if you walk away, she will be disappointed. Women throw those out because it's autopilot, but also because it's just something they want to test you to see how much of a man you are. If you're persistent, and trust me, girls are hoping you are persistent, then you will persist, you'll stay there, you will not walk away with the tail between your legs. Tip number seven is you have a solid 3 minutes to convey as much about you, to put your best foot forward in the shortest amount of time. That 3 minutes is all about you. I think if you recall in a previous video I did, you cannot expect a 50-50 reaction from the girls. You can't have a normal interaction with the girl within the first 3 minutes anyway. You've got to expect like the 90-10 rule. 90% of effort from you, 10% effort from the girl. And after 3 minutes, it will balance up. So what I'm trying to say is the first 3 minutes is all about you. It should be basically you talking and conveying all your positive traits, your attractive values that you have. So that 3 minutes will either make you or break you. There's no need to be high energy in these situations. Being a low energy and talking normally is allowed. It's actually more appropriate. If you rock up and you're saying, hey guys, I've got a quick female opinion, you're going to kind of creep them out a bit, and they're going to probably think you're on drugs. So keep it low energy. Tip number 8 is call her on the same day you meet her. There's nothing wrong with doing that. If you get a phone number and you think it's solid, give her a call. Give her a call at night. you will stand out. So a lot of guys, they try and wait for the 2-day rule. They give it 2 days and they give her a call, they send her a message, something lame, usually, hey, how was your day, or how was your weekend? And women are like, oh, that's like the message that every other guy sends me. It's not unique. So give her a call. It kind of depends on how far you take the interaction as well. If you take her on an instant date and you end up kissing her or making out with her, of course you're going to call her. But even still, even if you didn't have that much of an interaction with her, still give her a call. Don't do text message. That's lame. Tip number 9, watch your timing. Okay, if she's at a counter at a cafe or something and she's buying her coffee, if she's there with her wallet out of hand, counting her money and giving it over, that isn't a perfect time to approach. Same thing if she's at an ATM withdrawing money. If you walk up, she'll probably think you're trying to rob her. So watch your timing, okay? There's a few other situations as well. If she's standing at a bus stop and a bus is coming and it's her bus, that's not going to work. Or if she's obviously standing there for her boyfriend, waiting for her boyfriend to pick her up, like he's just coming, again, that's not the best time to approach. So they're good reasons to walk away from approaching. Make sure you have a plan together. Make sure you have a favourite cafe or somewhere to take the girl when you meet her, somewhere in mind, right? So it's no use saying, hey, you want to grab a quick coffee? And she says yes, and she's like, where are we going? And you're like, let's have a look for one. You lose value, but also you lose attraction. So try and have a place already figured out before you go out. So if you go to a shopping centre, just make note of a cafe or somewhere cool where you can take a girl on an instant date. Or if she's walking with a guy, if there's a guy and a girl and they're walking down, usually more often than not, it's a friend or it's a brother or it's a friend of a friend. Or the guy is trying to, get in there. But there's not normally boyfriend and girlfriend. So we give it a try anyway. Open them and say, hey guys, ask for directions. After that, you just have a follow-up story. Treat them like two girls, and basically, how do you guys know each other? Because you guys look like the perfect couple. Hold on. And they'll giggle, and the guy will be like,